It's Button Shy Week here at Bad at Board Games, and we've got another review for you. Hello!
Welcome to Bad at Board Games.
Well, he's Bad at Board Games.
I'm Brad Lake.
I'm Toph Ferguson.
And we're Bad at Board Games, so you don't have to be. Today we're going to be talking about...
Today we're talking about Naturopolis.
It's the sequel to Sprawlopolis, and if you watched that video yesterday, click up here, whichever side of the screen it's on, go click that one. It's pretty cool as well.
Yes. So this game here is designed by Steven Aramini, Danny Devine, and Paul Kluka. I'm going to probably butcher that name, so I apologize to the three of you for that. This game is currently under pre-order only on Button Shy's website. So it is a new game. It is a standalone. It's not an expansion to Sprawlopolis. It is a standalone game, and it's going to up a little bit the complexity of Sprawlopolis.
And if you like Button Shy games, just as a reminder, they've got a Kickstarter going on, and I will be doing a Kickstarter for that as well. So you can check that out, and if you can order other Button Shy games, and we'll see if it's worth the money. So the mechanics on this, if you watched our Sprawlopolis review, it's pretty much the same game. You're going to have the pick 3 cards. They will have the victory points that you need to get, and you'll look and be like, oh, wow, these are a lot higher numbers that you have to get versus Sprawlopolis. And you're immediately going to think like, okay, this is going to be harder. It is, but it doesn't have as many negative points. But it's still harder because there's more. I guess it depends on which cards you pick. It's interesting. They've flipped the puzzle a little bit, but then they add rivers, which don't give you negative victory points. There's still the roads, which give you negative victory points. And then trying to chain campers and tents along the roads or along the rivers, and then rivers and roads can never meet. So the puzzle, they've ratcheted the puzzle up a little bit, in the base game of this.
They definitely have. You'll notice little things like your roads now are -2 victory points instead of only -1 victory point.
That's correct. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, but I was going to say, did you play this game? But you do have half the amount of roads because now you also have the rivers. So you are seeing a little bit different of things pop out on the board, potentially, depending on how you build out your city or your nature.
Yeah.
So.
And with all other Button Shy games, you're getting 18 cards.
18 cards.
And when you think about it, it's like they've created so many cool little games out of 18 cards, double-sided, right? So you got 36 options going there. I don't know. When you start thinking about how many Button Shy games there are out there, it's like, wow.
Yeah,
they're really pumping them out.
And I was a little nervous, honestly, about this one when we got it, because we already have Sprawlopolis. There's also Agropolis, so they're already changing up Sprawlopolis a little bit. Then you have all the expansions for them, which either can add to or connect those two games into one massive game. What else can they do with it? What else are we going to see come out in terms of this Sprawlopolis kind of family? And I think they did a great job with it. I think some of the challenges are a little bit more challenging, and maybe that's just because they're different. I've been playing a lot of Sprawlopolis, and so then getting this and playing this, I was immediately like, oh, wow, this is much more difficult. Haven't played it quite as many times as Sprawlopolis, but I've got several plays in, and it is a little bit different of a game. I don't know which one I would say I like more than the other. I do like that there's a little bit more complexity to this.
I have a decisive decision about which one I like more, so keep watching.
Okay, we will see that here in just a minute, I guess.
So Toph, what do you think about the weight rating?
Yeah, so with this one, I'm going to put it somewhere a little bit higher than Sprawlopolis, but not much higher. There's a little bit added complexity. I gave a 2.2 to Sprawlopolis. You thought that might be a little high. I can kind of see what that means. I'm giving this one also, honestly, a 2.5. I'm not going to split hairs, go too far different.
2.5 or 2.25?
I'm sorry, 2.2. 2.2. And dyslexia, it comes into play sometimes. So yeah, no, a 2.2, I think it's definitely not a solid medium weight game. It's not the easiest game to play when it comes to the puzzle. Mechanics, simple. Reading the instructions, great. It's a great rule book. That's perfectly fine. It comes into all the different puzzles and the changing puzzles. That's what's keeping you on your toes.
Definitely. I completely agree. So my BGG rating of this, I liked Sprawlopolis, and then we played this, and I liked this a little bit better. Like, I like that little extra puzzle, that little, like, can't connect the river to the roads. I'm like, oh crap, can't do that. Or, I like having the tents, and it gives you a few extra victory points. The -2 victory points on the roads. It's like, oh, I forgot about that. And like, you gotta plan for that. And I liked it a little bit better. So I'm gonna say this is to me, this is a 7.5. I've been kind of wishy-washy, saying like 7+, 7-. This one I think is a 7.5. I think it's a good game.
Yeah, I rated Sprawlopolis a 7.5. This one I definitely want to rate a little bit higher, but I don't quite think it's an 8. It's a game that I want to keep playing. I want to play it over and over. I do prefer it over Sprawlopolis. I like the added ability to use tents in different ways to be able to score points. So, I do think this is a little bit higher. If you want to split hairs, 2.75. I'm sorry, 7.75.
It's a 2. He hates it.
No, I definitely do not. I have played it a lot and have definitely gotten what would be the money's worth out of it. So yeah, no, 7.5. Let's just call it that.
Yep, it's a good game. So thank you for watching, and just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends,
enjoy whatever games you are bringing to the table.
Have a great night.